Yo, what is up guys? So in today's video I'm gonna be going over how to play on the map Habitat. Now this map used to be like my least favorite map. Like I really hated the map, and every time it was in the cycle I used to like not play it at all. But in this video I'm gonna be going over how to win more games, how to play and outplay your enemies in Habitat, because these tips right here you do not want to miss. I've not lost a single game after I've been able to apply these strategies into my game. So in this video I'm just gonna be going over the best guns to use in Habitat, the best legends to use in Habitat, and just this one really big trick that you can do to really outplay your enemies. So I really hope you guys do enjoy this video, because I did put a lot of effort into this. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy, be sure to like and sub, and let's get right into the video. Alright, so now I'm gonna be going over the best legends to use in Habitat. So the best legends to use in Habitat are gonna be Pathfinder, Horizon, Octane, Bloodhound, and Bang. I'm going to be briefly going over why these characters are important. So firstly, Path. So I'm going to explain this later, but Path is going to be really important to get those off angles, and I'll be getting deeper into why Path is so good on this map later onto the video, so be sure to stay tuned. Alright, now Horizon. Now Horizon is going to be really important, mainly just because the Horizon Q is going to be really strong on this map, and because you can get those different angles with the high ground, because especially with the Pathfinder distracting on the other side, having a Horizon to be able to take the instant height, or to be able to just generally play head glitches, and Horizon is just a really strong character by itself, is going to be really strong. Now Octane is going to be really important for getting those materials. Now the materials are going to be really easy to get with Octane, because the Pathfinder is going to be getting the angle on the other side, which means the Octane is going to be the only character that can get to the materials really fast. And that's why Octane is going to be really important. And now Bloodhound. Now Bloodhound's a really important character, because having that area control with the scans are going to be important, because you can get a general idea of where the enemies are, and if the Pathfinder or one of them is on the left side, you're going to have the ability to be able to push up front. And by having the ult at an early round, like round 2 and round 3, it's going to be essential, because getting that information is really important. And I think it's one of the most underrated things in Ranked Arena, and Bloodhound scans can definitely be used really well to the best potential, especially on Habitat, because there's a lot of getting angles, and if you know that one split, you're going to be able to push off that. And Bang. Now Bang's going to be really good just because having those smokes to clear those angles, she's kind of like a counter to Pathfinder. Now that's one of the reasons why I really like Bang too. And just because the hammer point meta is really good with Bangalore, you can combine it with the smokes and the digi threads, and just it's going to be overall really strong. And I think Bangalore is a really decent character to cover those off angles, which are going to be really annoying on this map. And yeah, alright, so the best guns to use on this map, except for the OP guns, of course, like the hammer points and stuff, are gonna be the G7 Scout, the 3030 Repeater, the Hemlock, the R301, and the Diva. Now these 5 guns are going to be really good, because they all have one similarity, which is going to be they have really a great ability to shoot from range. Now all these guns are going to be able to deal a lot of damage from far range, and I'm going to be going over why that's really important in this next section right here. So if you guys still have not pressed that subscribe button, be sure to subscribe, because I'm going to be uploading more of these map guides in the future. So if you guys do enjoy this video, be sure to smash that like button, and let's get right into the best way to play this map. Alright, so the best way to play this map with Pathfinder is using a 3030, a G7, or Hemlock, or whatever the guns I said in the section earlier, and to go to the other side on the bin. So as you can see, the zone was towards the left side right here on the bin, but I went to the other side right here, and as you can see, I have a really good angle on the team, on the people on the other side, because obviously you go to the zone, that's how you play ranked arenas. But as you can see, I'm getting this off angle right here on the right side. I would even go as far as going to this side too, because as you can see, I'm hitting all these shots right now, and having this angle is going to distract the enemy so much to the point that it's either they're forced to push you, or they have to tank the damage and have to cross to the other side, and tell your two teammates to stay on the zone side, because you obviously want to hold zone. But with any mobility movement character like an Octane or Pathy, go to the other side and buy a hemlock, a 30-30, or any long range weapon, and you don't even have to buy heals, which is the best part, because you're gonna be able to get heals from the bin. So it's basically like getting a free angle and getting free damage, but also getting free heals and materials for your team, because you're gonna be able to get the middle mats too if the enemy doesn't go for the middle mats, obviously, and if they do, you have a free angle on them too. Alright, so another thing I forgot to mention, when you grapple to, obviously, the other side, you're gonna always want to stare at the other side, because someone might challenge you on the other side, which is usually what a lot of people do if they know how to play this map, because they know how strong the offside angles are. And as you can see with the G7, you can even go as far as to their side on this mountain place right here. So you can see that Bloodhound drops, and I'm able to make him 1 HP. Now, I actually challenged this, which is maybe not the best chow, because his teammate was right next to him, but I was able to actually kill the Bloodhound, and as you can see here, the lifeline comes to res, but I focus on trying to like kill the guy that's getting res, because no matter what I do, right, you're gonna want to win the 1v1, and when lifeline's resing, you should always try to finish the guy that's getting revived, because even if you deal damage to the lifeline, if the guy gets up, then that's still not gonna be good. So you just want to win your 1v1 in that scenario, and that's exactly what I did. I killed the Bloodhound and then thirsted him so that the lifeline doesn't go on with the res. And yeah, playing this map is really fun when you know how to play these offside angles, and getting this angle on the right side was huge, and it sometimes surprises people that you go to the other side, because you usually don't. You usually, on every single map, you go to the zone side, and there's obviously a bin there that you can play, but on this map, a lot of people don't notice it, and especially in the first rounds, you want to try to do it as much as you can in the early rounds so they don't notice that you're doing it constantly. And once they know that you're doing it like all the time, you keep on going to the other side, they're gonna know, oh yeah, this guy's gonna go to the other side, so let's ape him together, and probably 2 people are gonna try to ape you. So you need to be really careful of that when you're grappling. Make sure that they're not coming to you. And one thing you can do to counter this, so if a Pathfinder on the other team is going to the other side, you can actually do this thing called ratting. Now you can rat on a head glitch, or rat like behind a rock, and try to catch that Pathfinder off guard. Make sure he doesn't see you, obviously, because if he does see you, then this ratting plan is not gonna work. But if he is trying to shoot at the enemy, or shoot at your teammates on an offside angle, and you are able to rat on him and are able to kill him from behind, that's also a really good strat that you can do. Or you can just show yourself and try to take that 1v1. Although it is a bit risky, you can even tell your teammates to come with you and basically just 2v1 the Pathfinder that's going to go to the right side. That's also a really good thing that you can do. Alright, so one thing that I can say for sure is when you're playing the off angle, try to do it more on the side when the zone isn't towards the waterfall side. So as you can see in this clip, I am getting this off angle on where it isn't the waterfall side. I feel like on the waterfall side there's way more there's way more space that you can play, so that you can get outplayed by my angle. As you can see right there, I don't have the best angle. I'm able to hit some really good shots with the G7, but still I obviously don't have the best angle, and that's why doing it on this side when the zone is towards the waterfall side, it's not as strong. But it definitely can work, and that's why I do recommend that you do it sometimes, maybe 1 round, 2 rounds, but I wouldn't recommend doing it the entirety of the round, because they can easily outplay you, AP from the waterfall, and take that 2v3 on you, which is definitely not going to be good, because it's going to put you in basically a 2v3 situation, and if you do waste your grapple, it's not going to be good. And that's why I think you always do it where there is more space on like the skull side, where there's like the huge skull in the middle. A lot of people, what they like to do is they like to play the bin and the skull place, and like try to, hide near the skull place, hide near the bin, outplay people on the bin, try to just shoot at them. But what they do there is kind of useless, because you're gonna be able to. Alright, so also another thing on this map. So when you're playing this map, there's a lot of good head glitch spots that you can play. Like on the map, on the other side where it isn't the waterfall side, there are these rocks that you can play on, and there's a really good head glitch spot on the rocks, which I will show in one of these clips. And that's also a really good head glitch spot that you can play, because when you're holding that angle, you're gonna be able to hold the bin angle and also where the materials are. Now, when you're just playing the normal zone, right, when you're not playing Pathfinder, it's good to play the materials too on the left side, where it's like further away from the waterfall. It's like on the way opposite side of the waterfall where there's the materials. That's also a good spot that you can play, because you have good angles on them. I feel like this map is all about getting good angles and having a way to outplay your opponents with those angles. And Also, another big thing that I forgot to point out when you're playing Bloodhound on this map. Now, when you're playing Bloodhound on this map, your main goal is not going to be getting those angles, obviously, because you don't have a mobility factor. And that's one thing that a lot of people have to remember, that when you're playing a character that's more like, how would you say it? Like, more helps to your team, like a seer, like a Bloodhound, like a lifeline, like a, like one of those passive characters, you're going to want to play slow, obviously. And you're going to want to wait until the opponent makes a move, or your Pathfinder starts making moves like cracks, and they start dealing a lot of damage. But when you haven't dealt like damage at all, then you don't want to push up. And one huge thing is buy the alternator in the first round. Now, what I mean by this is you want to save 150 crafting. So by doing this, if you save 150 crafting and buy an alternator, or you could buy an iron sight prowler, but I don't know why you would do that because the iron sights are terrible on the prowler. But if you do buy alternator on the first round, you're going to be able to buy a prowler with the 1x, and you're going to be able to get your Bloodhound ult with 1 battery. Now, this might surprise you because it might be a lot of money, but I think if you do get 1 crafting, which is definitely possible on this map, because there's literally 3 crafting, and 1's on each side, and 1's even in the middle. So if you have an octane, you can guarantee yourself that you're going to be able to get those materials. And that's one really good thing when you're playing this map, because Bloodhound ult's going to be important, because you're going to know where people are, who, like, with the scans. And I think Bloodhound ult is probably one of the scariest ults that you can face against. It's like, when you're playing against a Bloodhound and they scan you and you don't know where they are at all, and they start moving up, that's like the scariest feeling in the world, I feel like. Because it's really scary when they know where you are, but you don't know where they are. And that's one thing with Bloodhound that's really good for intel. Very underrated character. I definitely shouldn't have rated him like B, or even like I think I rated him B in the tier list, but I think he's definitely an A tier, S tier legend, and he can be used to the best potential with a lot of scans. And yeah, that's just one really good thing. And being able to buy his ult every time you can is going to be important. And if you can buy it in the second round, it's really strong, because I feel like if you have a Bloodhound ult, you're not going to be able to lose at all with Bloodhound. I don't think you're going to be able to lose that round if you have a Blood ult. It provides so much information, and just you can play off the scan so much. Alright, so that's gonna wrap up today's video, and I really do hope that y'all enjoyed this video, because I haven't made a map guide in a while, and I feel like this video was really educational and was able to help a lot of you guys, because Habitat used to be my most hated map, but now I kind of like it because I can outplay people with the 30-30 and using Pathfinder. And if this video was even a little bit helpful, it'd mean the world to me if you can press that like button, subscribe, and maybe check some of my other videos too. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy, thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya.